Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. Before we dive into today's story, we just wanted to take a quick second to say thank you all for watching. We truly appreciate your support. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, it's totally free, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest stories. Now, with all that said, let's jump straight into the story.
I never thought I'd become the kind of person who stalks people, but the thrill of the hunt was too intoxicating to resist. It all started with a simple curiosity, a harmless interest in the lives of others. I began by following a few girls on Facebook, scrolling through their posts, learning their routines, and memorizing their faces. It wasn't long before I realized that birthdays were the perfect opportunity for me to make my move. My first victim was Emily. She was a college student, always posting pictures of her friends, her classes, and her favorite coffee shops. I followed her for months, watching her every move. I knew her schedule better than she did. On the morning of her 22nd birthday, I saw her post a happy birthday message. That's when I knew it was time. I waited until she was alone in her apartment, celebrating with a bottle of wine and a small cake. Her boyfriend was supposed to be meeting up with her, but he cancelled. This was the perfect moment for me. I broke in through the back window, the one she always forgot to lock. She didn't even hear me until I was right behind her. The look of terror in her eyes as she turned around was something I'll never forget. I silenced her with a pillow, and it was over in minutes. Afterward, I cleaned up, making sure to leave no trace that I had been there. Then, I logged into my fake Facebook account and posted a clue on her page, "Happy 22nd, Emily. I hope you enjoyed your last birthday. # the birthday angel." The thrill of the kill was like nothing I had ever experienced. I was addicted. I started following more girls, each one more intriguing than the last. There was Sa, the aspiring actress who posted daily selfies and checked into every location she visited. There was Lily, the quiet librarian who kept a detailed journal of her life on her blog. And there was Jessica, the party girl who never seemed to be alone, but always had a moment of vulnerability. Each one of them was a challenge, and each one of them was a victory. I would watch them, learn their habits, and wait for their birthdays. When the day came, I would strike, and then leave a clue, a taunt, a signature. It was a game, and I was the only one playing. Lily was different. She was quieter, more reserved. She didn't post as much as the others, but what she did share was intimate and personal. I followed her for over a year, learning her every move. She lived in a small apartment on the outskirts of the city, and she worked at a library where she spent most of her days surrounded by books. On the morning of her 25th birthday, I saw her post a picture of a small bouquet of flowers and a cup of tea. She was alone, and I knew it was the perfect time. I broke into her apartment, and she was sitting at her desk, reading a book. She didn't hear me until I was right behind her. I grabbed her, and she struggled, but it was too late. I silenced her with a pillow, and it was over. Afterward, I left a clue on her page, "Happy 25th, Lily. I hope you enjoyed your last book. # the birthday angel." Jessica was the most challenging. She was always out, always surrounded by people. She posted pictures of her wild parties, her nights out with friends, and her trips to the beach. I followed her for months, waiting for the perfect moment. Her 23rd birthday was coming up, and I knew I had to be patient. On the night of her birthday, I saw her post a picture of her and her friends at a bar. They were all laughing, and she looked happy. I waited until the party died down, and she was walking home with a friend. I followed them, keeping a safe distance. When they reached her apartment, her friend said goodbye and left. She was alone. I waited until she was inside, and then I broke in. She was in the bathroom, washing her face. I grabbed her, and she screamed, but it was too late. I silenced her with a pillow, and it was over. Afterward, I left a clue on her page, "Happy 23rd, Jessica. I hope you enjoyed your last party. # the birthday angel." The final victim was the one who would change everything. Her name was Mia, and she was a high school teacher. She was the kind of person who always seemed to be helping others, always smiling, always kind. I followed her for months, learning her routine, watching her interact with her students, and admiring her dedication. On the morning of her 27th birthday, I saw her post a picture of her class, all of them holding up a sign that said, "Happy birthday, Miss Mia." She was at school, and I knew it was the perfect time. I waited until she was alone in her classroom, grading papers. I broke in, and she didn't hear me until I was right behind her. She turned around, and the look of terror in her eyes was something I'll never forget. But this time, something was different. As I reached for the pillow, she started to cry. She begged me, pleaded with me, and for the first time, I hesitated. I looked into her eyes, and I saw a reflection of myself. I saw the fear, the desperation, and the pain. I couldn't do it. I let her go, and I ran. I deleted my fake Facebook account, and I tried to forget. But the memories haunted me, and the guilt ate away at me. I couldn't shake the feeling that I had gone too far, that I had crossed a line I could never uncross. I never killed again. I tried to live a normal life, but the memories of my victims never left me. I would wake up in the middle of the night, drenched in sweat, and I would see their faces, hear their screams. I knew I was a monster, and I knew I could never be forgiven. But the game was over, and the hunt was done. I was the birthday angel, and I had taken my last victim. I won't lie, I always had to fight the feeling of taking another life. I mean, it was so easy and I knew I would never be caught. The police never had a clue it was me. Maybe I might just return, and pick up from where I last left off. I guess what I am trying to say is be careful what you post online, you never know on your birthday you could meet me in person. Ready for spine-chilling tales that will haunt your thoughts? Subscribe to Forgotten Storyteller for eerie narrations, unsettling mysteries, and haunting stories you won't forget. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a story, because some stories refuse to stay buried. Join us, if you dare.